Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy? Sports and Fitness Rants. I'm back, guys. Click the like button. Subscribe to my channel. In the past, I've told you guys about physical readiness, right? It is a term that I learned when I was in the military. Physical readiness, right? The ability for you to physically be able to do something at a given notice, right? At any given time, you might have to react to an emergency situation. You never know what it could be. It could be anything. And that's what physical readiness is. And that's how you should be thinking about your overall well-being and your overall health, is to be physically ready in case an emergency situation arises. You'll be able to do something. You won't be caught there in a position where you're helpless, right? Because you physically can't do something because you've been lazy your entire life. And I saw a news article the other day about a very tragic story. It was a house fire, and the mother and one of the daughters passed away in this house fire. But what I found was very disturbing to me, besides the fact that the mother and the daughter died in this fire, was the fact that the husband and the other daughter survived. And that's not the disturbing part. The disturbing part is the story that the father told to the press when he did a press conference. The story he told was very disturbing to me personally. Now listen, this is a sensitive subject, and I get that. A mother and her daughter lost their lives, and it's a very serious situation, a very serious subject. However, I want to bring up an interesting point here about what the husband said in the press conference. He said that him and the wife were standing outside the home when they realized, like, they got out of the house, right? The house on fire, they got out of the house. But when they got out of the house, they realized that they didn't have their other daughter with them. They only had the one daughter. They had two daughters. They realized they didn't have the other daughter with them. Now the house was on fire now, right? Now they're outside, and the husband and the wife have a conversation. This is what he says. They had a conversation, and the wife said to him, "I'm going back in there to get our daughter." And the husband said, "Let's wait for the professionals, the firemen." Now listen. All right. So the wife went into the burning house to get the daughter. Needless to say, they never made it back out. She never made it back out with the daughter. The husband stayed outside with the other daughter. Now, this is my problem with this whole scenario here. And this is how it relates to physical readiness. I don't know this family. I don't know this man at all. And I'm not going to pretend as if I know him at all. I will say this about that, though. If that was me and my wife having a conversation in front of our house as it's burning, and I have one of my children in there still, first of all, there's not going to be a discussion. I'm not leaving my home without both of my kids. We'll all be dead in there. But the fact that the husband and the wife had a conversation, and the husband let her go into that burning building, and he never went in after her, after she never came out, it speaks volumes to me about a couple of things. Either one, the husband is a coward, which could happen. Listen, not everybody is brave. Not everybody's going to be a quote-unquote hero, all right? People do freeze up. People are cowards. There are cowards out there. So either the husband is a coward that he allowed his wife to run into the house and then not go in after her, or tell her to stay and I'll go. That's a cowardly move, just in my opinion. Or two, he didn't think that he was physically able to go in there and get his daughter. And that's the point that I want to bring up about physical readiness and what it means to be physically ready at all times. You never know when an emergency will pop up in your life. You never know. You should be physically ready and physically able to respond to any situation that comes across you. And for me, this man seemed as if he wasn't physically able to do that, or in his mind, he didn't think he was physically able. And that's what exercise and living an active lifestyle will do for you. It will make you mentally tough and mentally understand your physical abilities, right? You'll know what you can and cannot do physically. And I don't think this man thought he could physically do that. So he allowed his wife to go in there. And listen, like I said, this is me personally, how I feel. The man, he should be ashamed of himself. And like I said, I would never allow my wife, and it has nothing to do with her being a woman and me being a man. That's not what it's about. I would never allow my wife to go into a burning house while I stood outside. If she wants to go in the burning house, then we're going in together and we'll both be dead in there. I'm not allowing my wife to go in there by herself. And if she does go in there by herself, I'm going to give her 30 seconds to come back out. But I know my physical limitations and I know my physical ability. And I would not be scared to do that because I physically could do it. So remember, keep your physical readiness in mind in life, because you never know.